Nations today face a rapidly changing global environment, where diplomatic and economic landscapes are constantly shifting. Countries scramble to secure their place as power dynamics evolve, and among the most significant changes is the rise of BRICS, a coalition of emerging economies that has transformed global affairs. BRICS, consisting of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, represents far more than just an economic alliance. It challenges the long-standing dominance of Western-led global institutions, and demands a greater voice for developing nations in international decision-making. Recently, Thailand's decision to join BRICS marks a dramatic pivot in its foreign policy and economic strategy, signaling its ambition to become a key player in the new global power balance. This move echoes across trade, diplomacy, and governance, setting the stage for far-reaching effects that will shape the coming decades. Thailand's entry into BRICS is a deliberate, strategic choice, positioning the country at the center of a rapidly shifting geopolitical landscape. To grasp the full significance of this development, it helps to understand BRICS' origins. The concept was first introduced in 2001 by economist Jim O'Neill, who identified Brazil, Russia, India, and China as rapidly growing economies with the potential to redefine global economic power. Initially, BRIC was little more than an idea, but as these nations expanded economically and as Western dominance over global financial institutions came under scrutiny, BRICS evolved into a formidable coalition. The member countries share ambitions to challenge the global status quo and counterbalance Western influence, especially in institutions such as the IMF, World Bank, and WTO, which many perceive as instruments of Western geopolitical and economic control. BRICS aims to create a more equitable international order, giving emerging and developing nations stronger influence over global economic policies. South Africa's addition in 2010 broadened the coalition's geographic and political scope, ensuring representation for Africa and further strengthening BRICS's global ambitions. With Thailand's inclusion, BRICS signals its recognition of Southeast Asia's growing strategic importance and the shifting power dynamics in this key region. Thailand's move into BRICS is part of a wider recalibration of its foreign relations, as the world's power center gradually shifts away from the West. Known for its critical location in Southeast Asia, Thailand has long acted as a diplomatic bridge between East and West, maintaining careful balance in a complex region. Its economy has undergone a profound transformation, evolving from an agriculture-based system to a diverse industrial powerhouse. Thailand now stands among Southeast Asia's leading economies, with strong sectors in automotive manufacturing, electronics, and textiles. This industrial strength integrates Thailand deeply into global and regional supply chains, enhancing its economic clout. But Thailand's significance extends beyond economics. It has played an influential role in Southeast Asia's political and economic integration efforts, positioning itself as a regional leader and facilitator. Joining BRICS amplifies Thailand's voice on the global stage and aligns it with a coalition pushing for a new global order, one that challenges decades of Western hegemony and prioritizes the perspectives and interests of emerging and developing nations. Thailand's decision to join BRICS is not only about economic growth, it is a bold geopolitical statement, signaling its intent to be a decisive actor in shaping the 21st century global power structure. This move reflects Thailand's strategic foresight, recognizing that the future belongs to nations ready to navigate complexity and forge new alliances in a world defined by shifting alliances and contested influence. Ask ChatGPT. Thailand has long been recognized as a stabilizing force and a key architect of regional cooperation in Southeast Asia, a role cemented by its status as a founding member of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN. Through decades of commitment to diplomacy and dialogue, Thailand has helped nurture peace and collaboration among its neighbors. However, the world around it is undergoing profound shifts. The established order dominated by Western powers is being challenged by the rapid economic and geopolitical rise of countries like China and India, while the United States and its allies increasingly assert their influence in the Indo-Pacific region. Against this backdrop, Thailand's traditional posture as a neutral diplomatic player is facing new pressures and limitations. Recognizing these changes, Thailand is embarking on a strategic transformation aimed at broadening its global partnerships, safeguarding economic growth, and amplifying its diplomatic voice. Its decision to join BRICS, the influential coalition of Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and now Thailand, marks a bold step into the center of a dynamic multipolar world order. This alliance elevates Thailand from a primarily regional player to one with substantial clout in global affairs, enabling it to engage more deeply in shaping international economic and political norms. BRICS is not merely a grouping of emerging economies, it is a concerted effort to reshape global governance. These countries collectively challenge the long-standing dominance of Western powers over international institutions, such as the International Monetary Fund, IMF, the World Bank, and the United Nations Security Council. By banding together, BRICS nations amplify their collective bargaining power, seeking to make global decision-making more inclusive and reflective of the diverse realities of the 21st century. Thailand's inclusion expands this coalition's reach into Southeast Asia, offering new avenues for cooperation and influence. Economically, BRICS represents a vast and growing market. Together, the member states account for nearly 25% of the global GDP and control critical nodes of global trade and investment. For Thailand, this opens up a wealth of opportunities. Its economy, driven by competitive sectors such as automotive manufacturing, electronics, and textiles, stands to benefit significantly from enhanced access to these markets. Moreover, the new development bank, NDB, established by BRICS, offers financial instruments tailored to emerging economies. Thailand can tap into these resources to accelerate infrastructure development, including improvements in transportation networks, energy systems, and digital infrastructure, essential pillars for sustained economic expansion in the modern era. Thailand's industrial base and strategic geographic position make it an indispensable player within the supply chains that link BRICS countries. As China, India, and Brazil continue to expand their global economic footprints, Thailand's manufacturing capabilities and logistical networks offer critical support to these growth trajectories. This symbiotic relationship not only boosts Thailand's economic prospects, but also strengthens regional economic integration, fostering resilience amid global uncertainties. Beyond economics, Thailand's role within BRICS carries profound geopolitical significance. The global power structure is undergoing a seismic transformation as emerging economies assert themselves on the world stage. The unipolar or Western-dominated order of the past is giving way to a multipolar reality where power is more diffused and contested. Thailand is positioned at a crossroads of these shifts, capable of acting as a vital bridge between the East and West. Its diplomatic tradition of neutrality and dialogue equips it to mediate tensions that threaten to destabilize international relations, trade, and collective efforts on critical issues such as security and climate change. This mediation capability is arguably one of Thailand's most strategic assets. As competition between major powers escalates, Thailand's capacity to facilitate communication and negotiation between divergent interests can help prevent conflicts and foster cooperation. Through its BRICS membership, Thailand gains greater leverage to advocate for reforms in global governance structures, championing a system that better accommodates the interests of developing and emerging nations. This includes pushing for reforms in the IMF and World Bank to make these institutions more representative and responsive to the needs of the Global South, as well as advocating for changes in the UN Security Council to reflect contemporary geopolitical realities. Thailand's engagement in BRICS also signals a broader commitment to promoting fairer trade practices, financial inclusion, and robust climate action, issues that resonate deeply with developing countries. The current international system often leaves such countries marginalized or constrained. BRICS's agenda for reform and inclusivity aligns with Thailand's aspirations for a more equitable global order that supports sustainable development and shared prosperity. Looking to the future, Thailand's role in BRICS is poised to expand and deepen. As the coalition grows in influence, Thailand will increasingly contribute to shaping the rules and norms governing global trade, investment, and diplomacy. This will involve not only economic collaboration but also active participation in security dialogues, technological innovation partnerships, and efforts to address global challenges such as climate change and public health crises. In essence, Thailand's partnership with BRICS marks a decisive pivot in its foreign policy and economic strategy. It reflects a nuanced understanding of the shifting global landscape and a proactive approach to securing national interests in a complex, interconnected world. By aligning itself with a powerful coalition of emerging economies, Thailand is carving out a new role for itself as both a regional leader and a global influencer. This evolving role ensures Thailand's voice is amplified in critical international forums, and that it remains at the forefront of efforts to build a more balanced, inclusive, and multipolar world order, one that better represents the aspirations of the Global South while promoting peace, stability, and prosperity for all.